Hello everyone and welcome back to one of my Wizard 101 videos. Today I'm going to be covering the new world of Wallaru. Yes, with the fall update, I believe it was a fall update is what we're considering that as, I believe. Not sure on that, but the most recent update for Wizard 101, there has been a new world added. A new storyline of Wallaru, which is an Australia-themed world in Wizard 101. With kangaroos and all of the other koalas, Tasmanian devils, all the other creatures that you and things that you think of when you think of Australia. But yes, Wallaru has landed. The level cap has raised from 160 to 170. Just like they do with most of the updates with the worlds, we get 10 levels. Previous worlds, they have done 5 for part 1, part 2. But this one, we get 10 levels, 160 to 170. We go from being Prime at 160 to being Supreme at 170. The new title is Supreme at 170. So that's cool. We have new spells. Now, these spells are going to be the best low pip AoEs in the game now. Better than My Blizzard and things of that nature, like what I'm thinking of, Ship of Fools, Rat Spin. These effectively replace those spells damage wise because they do a lot more damage. And for death and life, there's now a trainable spell that you can get for your low pip AoE, which is great. So now I'm going to show you the spell. Here is the ice one. Once I get to it, right here, the Count Crocula. I'm going to go to the spell tier right here. Oh, I don't have my maxed out yet. That's a little embarrassing. Okay, so as you can see, it starts out at 400. Again, it goes up to 420 base. And of course, we do have the school pip going on. They're doing the school pips now instead of shadow pips that started with Novus. But yes, this is a myth school pip. So 3 pips and a myth school pip. And you'll be able to use this spell, but you can't use it round 1 if you have your pip set to myth before you join the battle. And you can do that right here. Change your pips to whatever. Yes. But yeah, those are the new spells. Of course, each school has one. They're all basically the same. The Storm one does a lot more damage than all the other schools. The Storm one is comparable to Stormlord for round 1, so it's pretty OP. Now there has been a lot of confusions on where do I get the spell, when can I get the spell, how do I get it, things of that nature. So let's clear that up now. The spell, you'll be able to get the spell once you talk to Santiago in the Outback. Once you enter the area of the Outback in Wallaru, you'll get a little icon over here from Xander, the Arcanum Life Professor, to talk to Xander and start a spell quest. That spell quest, I believe it's still bugged. You'll go to Xander, you'll talk to him, and then you'll pick up a second quest. The first quest is bugged, it stays there, it's blank. You'll have to go into your quest book and find one that has the spell icon right here. The other one's blank, like the quest finder is, but it goes away after you finish the quest line. But yes, some people were getting confused because they would go to Xander and then the quest wouldn't take him anywhere, but they of course didn't see the other quests. But yes, you'll have to look at in your quest book once you pick up the new quest for the spell. But I digress. Yes, so you'll be able to get those spells once you get into the Outback for the first time. You'd finish the first quest, and you'll go to Xander and start your quest from there. And along with that, of course, we have new gear. There's new gear coming out. There is, at this time, not any new wands, hats, robes or boots. King's Isle did say that they plan to release those later. I think at the beginning of 2024, middle 2024. Gonna be in a new instance, like a side world instance. I'm thinking. I'm not really sure what they're gonna do with that, but that is coming. But what we can get right now are themes, amulets, rings, and decks. So this is the ice version, of course, and I'm going to show you the Dream Reaver theme. So there are two tiers. There's Dream Reaver and Dream Warper. The Dream Warper is more of a defensive set than the Reaver. The Dream Reaver set is what you're going to want to go for if you're like me and you only really focus on PvE. Just super offensive, things like that. But it is situational. There's some situations you can use the Warper over the Reaver for certain situations where you need more health or more pip or less damage, this and that. But you can see here on this theme, we have everything the same. They are, except the damage, they are doing 12 universal and 8 ice damage on this. I like that. That gives me 20 damage, and it's also 12 of that 20, I'm sorry, 12 of that 20 damage is applied to all schools. So I can dual school whatever school I want to with this theme. Because if you look at the other one, like the Aeon, they force the school on us. Death, or you can craft the other one. There's Myth, and they did have other variants, but now you don't really have to craft the other variants. You can just craft one and change the jewels, which is great. I love that. Less crafting for us to do, less work for us to do. But if you can see here, there is no triangle on this. You may be confused. Effectively, the triangle socket from the theme is now on the amulet, which I'll get to in a minute. This Dream Reaver, the Dream Reaver, I believe, has the triangle, and I think the Dream Warper has a triangle. The Dream Reaver has a square. Warper has a triangle, I think. But you can tell from the square socket I have on that there are new health jewels. Everyone gets health jewels. The amounts of the health jewels differ based upon the school. Hitting schools like Storm and Fire get, I believe, 525 health. Higher, tankier schools like Ice and Life, I believe 735 is the max. Not sure if Life gets 785 or a little more than Ice. I'm not sure on that. But they have been giving Life more health than Ice these days, which is fine. I'm just gonna skip on past that. So you can see, of course, there are new damage jewels as well. Circle jewels. I can craft jewels for basically any school. I don't believe there are any restrictions with that. You can craft it from the crafter in the main hub of Wallaru in Hope Springs. His name is Bingo, I do believe. And there are prerequisites to being able to craft these jewels and these items. Say, for instance, for the square jewels, you have to defeat one of the bosses in Wallaru, I believe 10 or 15 times. Mr. Montgomery. And then the final battle, you have to defeat, I think, 15 times before you can craft the theme and deck, I believe. It's been a minute since I've had to craft those. But there are badge requirements for crafting the new items, so just be aware of that. But you can get them dropped, of course. Here we have the amulets right here. So as I mentioned earlier, this new jewel pattern that they have now, there's a circle and a triangle on this amulet. Of course, the triangle I'm going to put my accuracy on since I don't have it on the theme anymore. And the reason why I put Pierce on this instead of damage is because before I was using this amulet, I was using this one, the one from Darkmoor that had 4 Pierce on it. So I decided to go ahead and just keep the Pierce, buff it up a couple. Keep it on the amulet. It's fine with me. But yeah, pretty good amulet. Circle, triangle, jewel patterns. Really OP. Really OP. And then here is the ring that I'm using. This same thing. The sockets didn't really change on these. You can see the damage layout did, of course, with the universal damage, but the jewels are the same, essentially. I'm just using a health jewel instead of a flat jewel or a stun resist jewel like I normally would prior to the update. So yes, those health jewels are really nice. I've got one on my wand as well. They're really, well, not that one. Which one is it? Wait. Which one is it? Which one is it? What am I using? That one, yeah. Okay, that's the one I'm using. Yeah, they're really nice. The health jewels are really, really nice. I'm so glad they added those. They make them a lot more useful. And you can still get the tier ones, so you can, as you see there, you can have the tier ones and the new square ones. I don't believe they have new tier ones for Wallaru. I don't believe so, because I think they're focusing now on the squares, but you can still use the tier ones. Now the flat resist and the flat damage jewels, you can still use them. They are not going to be worth anything though. They've already said that. The amounts that you see are null. They're not really useful at all. So if you have them and you see these flat amounts right here, it's not really there. It's not really there. I believe that's what they're doing, is they're completely going away with flat altogether. It's being taken away. So just keep that in mind. I would go ahead and make the switch to the health because, like I said, flats aren't going to be a thing of the past. And here we have the decks. These are circle decks. Perfect for the new circle damage jewels. After a certain level, I believe 150, if you do all your max stat PvE gear, you'll be able to get away with only having one triangle. I believe it's 150. I don't recall. But yeah, you can now have. They make circle decks now, which you can put the damage jewels on, slap them on. Different schools get different damage. Ice and Life get the lower amounts, I think 9%. Everyone else gets 10 or 11% damage jewels. So yeah, there's new jewels with all of that. There's new pins to be crafted. Well, they also drop as well. I say crafted just because that's how I've been getting them. It's a lot easier for me. But there are new sword pins. There's new pins. I don't believe there are new power pins. But there are new sword pins for all schools, except Ice and Life do not get updated punishing pins. Ice and Life punishing pins are still the best ones, are 160. They do not get updated for 170. Only for Ice and Life. And then we have there is a new shadow spell. And I'm going to go show that off now, which is called Shadow Surge. Now, if you've done raids before, you may be familiar with the term Surge, Sin Surge. This is a spell that originated from raids, essentially. Okay, let me just go to the Arcanum and show it off. Do I have a training point? Oh, I do, okay. I can't believe I didn't train it. As a tank, I think it's really useful. Because what it does is you can take, here it is. You can take one Shadow Pip. If you gain a Shadow Pip, and give another player 2 Power Pips, so 4 Pips. Really good. Really good for supports, since my Ice and my Life, when they support, don't really use their shads anyways, unless it's for a Sentinel, which I really don't use anyways, so yeah, really nice. We're at Dark Surge right there. Level requirements level 100, and yeah. So there's that. Along with all of that is basically the main update for me. The PvP, the PvE, you know, the new world, new jewels, new gear, new spells, all of that stuff. And then we also have some Beast Moon forms that are new. We've got the Fire Fairy, is a new Beast Moon form. Now, I'm not very well versed on Beast Moon. These may be existing forms that got upgraded. I'm not not entirely sure. But there is now a Fire Fairy, a Myth Crocomummy, Life Rat Thief, Balance Elf, and Death Colossus. So those are all new Beast Moon forms that you can play in Beast Moon, which is really great. I like that they're constantly updating Beast Moon and the events and things, giving us different events. It's really nice to have the option, of course. And then last on the list for me to really go over here is the new Guild Museum. I'll go ahead and pop into my Guild Museum right now. I believe I can access it. I think they've got the thing blocked so that we can't start a timer. So basically what the Guild Museum is, you can get a quest to start from the center of your guild right here, from Celtus, from Finn, and he'll send you on a quest to start the museum. And here's the museum island over here. This tree is covering the so you have to get a potion, and it level scales you. And this thing right here that's covered gives you the potion to be level scaled, so that you can get drops for the museum. So you and another wizard will effectively touch right here, get the potion, and then you'll go in through the museum and access the gallery that you want to progress. Right now, the only available one is Avalon. And then if I had the elixir on right there, I would have been able to walk in and it would have taken me to Avalon. But yeah, there's different exhibits here that you basically defeat like different mobs and bosses in Avalon, and they will, if you have the elixir on, send the items to the Guild Museum, completing these exhibits, and then you'll be able to progress the museum from bronze to silver to gold. And then after you get past gold, you can craft certain items like rematches. Where is it? Where'd it go? I don't remember where it's at, but you can craft different housing items. See this one, the gallery must be a higher tier to craft most of these housing items. There is a rematch gauntlet for the Pendragon. I don't know if I'm able to access that yet. I don't think so. No. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think I'm able to access that yet, but there are rematches and stuff that you can get here and things of that nature for progressing through your guild museum. This is a really cool update in my opinion. It really reminds me of Animal Crossing, where they have the museum in Animal Crossing and you donate to it and things of that nature. But this is more, of course, team based, guild based, and they did a really good job with this as well. I love it. The exhibit room, the main museum entry with the doors, it just is so cool. Wizard 101 and King's Isle is really doing a great job with these updates, and I cannot wait to see what they have for us in store in the future. Okay, so here are quintessence cores. I'm not really sure what these are for, because I haven't participated in a museum, anything yet, because I'm still questing. But I'll do a more in-depth video on that once I understand more about it. I don't want to sit here and try to make a video on something I'm not educated about, so I'm just gonna touch on that. But yeah, that is basically it for the new update. You know, the holidays are around the corner. I'm filming on the 17th of December. So happy holidays to everyone who celebrates. Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, happy holidays and season's greetings. I hope everyone has a fabulous time with their families this time of year, and play some Wiz. It's a great time to get with the family, get your dinner, and then head to the computer room and play Wizard 101, like a lot of people do. But I appreciate you guys for another year of just supporting me, and hope that everything just keeps going up and up next year. It's, yeah, beautiful. But I digress. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.